Beautiful. All right. Ready to take it away?
I am ready.
Go for it.
So, who here has ever been part of a boring education thing when you were little, or maybe corporate training that just put you like snooze fest?
Yeah.
Right? Wow, more people than I thought. So, we felt similarly, and we, being the entrepreneurs that we are, we talked to a bunch of education companies, and one of them being in town, McGraw-Hill. And we talked to a bunch of people there, and they said that they're looking at emerging technologies to help make education more engaging, like virtual reality. And we're like, oh, that's cool, because then we did our own research, and we found that engagement goes up by up to 70% when you learn through VR. You have retention that goes up by more than double compared to video lessons. And you have empathy towards people of another race or people with disabilities when you use VR to learn. So it's a fact, VR learning is better. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is, after speaking to a bunch of these people at McGraw-Hill, they're in the curriculum space, not the virtual reality space. And so that's where we come in. We are teachVR, where we want to create immersive VR lessons for educational publishers. So we've already, as of today, we're already in talks with McGraw-Hill to make a proof of concept for 7 of these educational lessons built in VR, and we'll be in communication with them to make sure we build it exactly to their specifications. About $2,000 each, and that'll be for spring of 2019. And then phase 1, assuming the proof of concept goes well, will be to roll that out to a bunch of their courses and a bunch of their lessons over the next 2 years. So, onto the demo, which we did show to McGraw-Hill, and they did absolutely love it. But I will preface this by saying that although our service is mainly focused on providing the VR lessons, we wanted to make sure that as a business we're being cost efficient. So this is the tool that we actually built this weekend, and you can see as a creator, go ahead and play the video. As a creator, you can look down, you can look around, because you're in a virtual space, and you can like zoom in and kind of see the cannons that you're modeling. And so imagine this is the lesson, and you're trying to add assets to this space, and you want to preview what that feels like, so they stand up, and you kind of see this immersive thing. Imagine it's a Revolutionary War where cannons are going off, and you sit back down and you just keep working on the lesson because it's a better and more immersive lesson. But that's just the beginning. Okay. Phase 1 is creating lessons. Phase 2, because we'll be working on that creator in-house, phase 2 is then license that creator to other people that want to make VR content, regardless of what the domain ends up being. And so, to keep it dead simple, because I know this is the last pitch, and also because it might have been a little confusing in the slides, our initial phase is to have a VR scene creation service that they can basically buy on a per lesson basis at about $2,000 to $3,000, depending on how complex it is or how many assets are involved. And then from there, for $5,000 per month per license, they get access to our tool, as well as the entire thousands or millions of assets that we have, and any sound files or other stuff that they need to create their content. So we are teachVR. Thank you very much. And before I forget, we do have a demo back there, and if you look for the whiteboard that says teachVR, you're more than welcome to come check us out. So thank you very much.
Quick question. So it sounds like your initial target market is really going after schools, and I know McGraw-Hill here is K through 12. Do you have a sense of what kind of K through 12 schools actually have a VR platform, or even the staff on hand to like help implement and maintain VR?
Yeah. So we would actually provide, as part of our services, the choosing of the hardware and making that into our price structure. So most schools do not have VR yet. The schools that we could get first are probably those with 3D printers, STEM-based schools, and we would use the Oculus Quest, which is like $400 per headset.
Plus, in addition to that, it's not necessarily up to us. So we would sell it to McGraw-Hill or Pearson or Scholastic, and they would package it and sell it however they want, whether it's an a la carte or bundle. It's kind of a black box to us at that point. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So, cool. Thank you very much.